You're doing well, Jack. Lots of people.
Yeah, we're just seeing them come in at drips and drabs, so we're just letting them in.
The first session was great, Jack.
Oh, good. No pressure then.
No, absolutely not. How many sessions? 6 today?
I think it's 6. I've lost count. I just feel like I've been staring at a screen all day.
But the first one was so clear. It was good.
Oh, good. Good. We'll make a start in a second. Okay. Okay, so, oh, someone else. Okay, so I'll make a start, and Kira can continue to admit people. Again, thank you so much to everyone that has followed us throughout their journey today on Social Prescribing Day, and thank you to those that have dipped in and out, and thank you to those that are new that have joined us for this final session. So this final session really is about kind of where you can access services. You know, you all see people that are vulnerable, people that need support, people that need to access services. So this session is really about. I'm just going to mute everyone. Yeah, this session is really about how you, as professionals or individuals, or even people that need to access services on this call, can access those services. So I'm just about to share my screen and then hand over to Claire Shelton, and then at the end, what we're going to do is we're then going to break out into separate rooms, so you can all start engaging with each other and kind of getting to know each other, and make those connections. So you have to bear with me on that one, because I've never done breakouts before. Okay, so. That. Brilliant. Okay, so moving forward then, and kind of what services are out there, as I've just said, this is about you guys. This is about you just kind of learning around what services you can access just through a simple phone number or simple email or whatever, and then kind of getting you guys to network at the end. And you know, this will be finished by 5 o'clock. As part of the normal working day, so we won't run over. If anyone has got questions, please wait till the end where we can answer them. So most of you know me by now. My name is Jack Packman. I'm the contract manager at Social Enterprise Kent, and I look after social prescribing and community navigation. And I'm just going to hand over to my colleague Claire to take you on the first bit of this sort of journey.
Thanks, Jack. Sorry, just having some trouble unmuting myself. Hi, everyone. It's really great to be here on this last session of the day and to see so many people involved. As Jack said, my name's Claire Shelton. I'm the contract manager for the wellbeing contract. And actually, what I'm going to do first is just give you a bit of an overview about this contract, because it's quite new. It hasn't started delivering yet, but it's really exciting and will be really good for you guys to know it's coming up so that you can start to refer people in when we're live. Could you do the next? Can I do the slides, Jack, or do you? Have I got to do the next slide, please?
Yeah, Chris Whitty. Yeah.
Next slide, please. So, the Universal Wellbeing Contract is a Kent County Council commissioned contract for services across Thanet and the South Kent coast. So that includes obviously Thanet, Deal, Dover, Folkestone, Hythe and New Romney. So it's a large and quite diverse area, both in terms of geography, so we've got some urban centres and then some more rural locations, but also in terms of demographic and deprivation. It's the culmination of a longer term strategy for Kent County Council to move adult social care from reactive services for the frail over 85s to a more preventative service that focuses on well-being, building resilience and supporting older people to stay independent for longer. So I think they've taken quite a lot of learning from the community navigation contract that some of you will be involved in, to look at that more preventative way of managing services and managing, you know, adult health and growing older. It will be available to anyone over the age of 55 or individuals under the age of 55 with complex needs. So people don't have to be already known to Kent Adult Social Services to access these activities and services that are going to be provided under the contract. Social Enterprise Kent is the contract lead. So as already said, we'll be building on the learnings of programmes we're already involved in, like Connect Well East Kent and also like Ageless Planet. And we'll be working with local providers to deliver wellbeing activities across the whole of the geographic location. And our delivery partners include Age UK Thanet, Age UK South Kent Coast, Age UK Hythe and Lyminge, Your Leisure and Romney Marsh Day Service, Day Centre. The service is specifically about wellbeing and resilience and maintaining independence, and over the course of the 3 years that the contract's running, it'll be about moving from a sort of passive model of people coming into the service to proactive engagement with communities and delivering what they want and when and how they want it. We'll be looking at 6 key outcome areas, so focused around information and advice, my community, my care and support, and my health. And underneath each of those, there are a series of I statements that we'll be asking participants we'll be using them with participants to monitor their progress. And so while the outcomes, or the key outcome is supporting the individual around those statements, it's not about reinventing the wheel. So it's very focused on utilising existing organisations and community groups and community assets to develop that kind of asset-based approach to then sort of strengthen and build the fabric of our community. And we really want to be working with existing referral pathways like yourselves, the Community Navigation Service and Triage Service, and utilising existing expertise such as Macmillan and Live Well Kent. Our community support will really sort of start to show through year 2, when we'll be having a small funding stream which will support grassroots organisations to develop their own solutions to the issues that older residents face. So it's about empowering the community to deliver the solutions to the problems that they see right on that local level. We'll also be ramping up our digital inclusion support. So currently Ageless Planet runs the Digital Buddies programme, and we'll be taking that forward in year 1, 2 and 3 to really support those who have increased the digital inclusion through digital exclusion rather through COVID. That's obviously become something that's been a key problem, but also to enable those who maybe can't get out face to face to still be able to access some online services and maintain their health and well-being that way. So that's kind of a real kind of trot through of the wellbeing contract. Obviously, if there is anything that you want to know more details, as with everything we're going through today, then just drop me an email after this, or pop a question in the chat. Next slide, please, Jack. So I just thought it would be useful to just let you know about some other services that Social Enterprise Kent provide. We deliver a sort of a positive social impact and strengthen communities, try to do that on a day-to-day basis across East Kent. The social enterprise part of our business is as a training provider, which some of you may not know about. So we deliver online and, when allowed, face-to-face training in social care, business compliance, leadership and management, digital skills, and tailored programs for the VCSE and care sector. This enables us to support the community work that we do. And so if I just touch on the three main streams of work that we do. So employment support, and some of you may have attended the session earlier today where one of our employment support advisors, Jess, was hosting that session. But we have 3 programs running at the moment. And kind of helping people back into work has been our social remit since the 80s, really. And we've worked with hundreds of people who need support in getting back into employment across Kent and Medway. So the program's running at the moment. We've got lots more to offer, which operates across Kent and East Sussex and supports those over the age of 45. to help bridge the employment skills and confidence gaps. That's some one-to-one support there. Let's Get Working provides intensive, personally tailored and ongoing practical support for people over the age of 16 who are not in work or training due to a disability or long-term health condition. And then Working Together, which is a really targeted programme based within Central and East Folkestone, working with people there to get them back into work. Then our community support programme. So our flagship project is Ageless Planet, which is part of the National Lottery Community Fund Ageing Better programme, which was a national programme working with 14 different areas across the country to reduce social isolation and loneliness in over 50s. It was originally a 5-year programme. We had a year's extension, which started in March last year. So obviously COVID hit, and we had to restrict all our activities. So we're really pleased that the Lottery have given us this another year. So we're now in the final year of the project. And with our delivery partners, continue to deliver fantastic wellbeing activities, one-to-one support through our life planners, bespoke volunteering opportunities, and also engagement with our business communities, all with the aim to make the planet a greater place to grow old. So we're really, really excited about getting back out there and doing face-to-face activities once we're allowed. And through the pandemic, Ageless Planet also pivoted their support to online support and activities and telephone befriending. And I mentioned the Digital Buddy scheme before, and that's kind of started in Ageless Planet. And we've had some really lovely stories with people who are no longer able to contact their family and friends being supported to do that. And so, in some part reducing that isolation that we know all of us felt through lockdown. We're also really proud to have supported the Macmillan Cancer Champion Programme, and again, there was a session on that earlier. So we're sort of empowering local communities to take charge of their own health and well-being by providing information on preventative health, raising awareness of early symptoms of cancer, and as well as signposting services for those who need help. And that will be a theme running through the wellbeing contract as well. So we'll be working with local specialist providers to continue to provide and raise awareness of those longer term health issues. And finally, social enterprise support. So as a social enterprise ourselves, we know that a thriving VCSE, voluntary community and social enterprise sector, benefits the whole of society. And so we provide support to new and established social enterprises, and we offer one-to-one mentoring and support, regular newsletter, bi-monthly networking events, etc., to bring people together to discuss sector-wide issues. So if you wanted to sign up to any of those, then again, just drop us an email. We're also always open to new opportunities and partnerships. So if you have an idea or would like to know anything more about what we do, and as I say, just drop us an email after the event. Thank you. Now I think it's over to you, Jack.
Yeah, great, thank you. I won't spend too much time on this section because I'm really keen to get you into breakout rooms. I think we've got over 90 people on the call, so it's going to be really good about networking. But obviously, we're talking about services, and we have the Connect While East Kent service, which is the community navigation service, which is in East Kent. For those of you in West Kent, you have the Involve. You have Involve that deliver the community navigation service for carers and for non-carers, and then you have Imago in DGS and Swale that cover the community navigation service there as well. So we've kind of got Kent covered, and each kind of sector have kind of a local directory of services that you can access, and again we'll send them out in the pack that we send out on Monday, as well as this link to this recording. But in East Kent here, we have Connect While East Kent, who are kind of I would say the go-to people if you're not sure on what services do what. And it's kind of easy. We kind of set it up to be easy. We kind of set it up to be a no wrong door approach. So I'm sure many of you have been passed around many times. It's not me, I don't know, go somewhere else, try this number, try that number. And it's really frustrating. So what we've tried to do is deliver a model, it's kind of incorporate the community navigation program, but kind of a separate side of if a professional needs to know what services are doing what, then they can give us a call, and it's one telephone number to access services. So what we would do is our telephone hub team are kind of trained and kind of do research on a daily basis about what's out there, because a directory is great, but it does go out of date quite quickly unless you keep it updated. So they have kind of specialist knowledge around what services do what and kind of what the best contact number is for them or best email address is for them. And that number I'll give you in a sec, and again it'll be in the pack on Monday. And that they kind of rely on our navigators on the front line to feed into them as well. So it's constantly updated. So that's kind of one way of accessing services. Like I say, it's for clients and professional support. So people can self-refer, phone up and go, oh, I need the number for Age UK, or I need the number for Red Zebra, I need the number for whoever, and we'll happily give it to them. As well as if they haven't got the motivation or the capacity to do it themselves, we will refer them in directly as well. So they're available 5 days a week between the working hours of 8:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. So again, we kind of tried to do that whole reach of people that on their way to work, people on the way home can still access the services before they go to work or as they get home as well. So and like I say, we have an email address that they can access. We have a directory as well, Connect Well East Kent. On there is several activities and social groups, advice and support and self-help that people can access. And I'll be honest with you, it was originally designed for members of the public to access, but we see more professionals go through our platform than we do members of the public, because it's the professionals that kind of need to know where to refer these individuals. So again, if you don't want to contact our clients, you can our team of hub team, you can go through our Connect Well website. So services that kind of come up regularly, food poverty is one, and we've got Sharon Goodyear on the call, which I'm going to ask her to say a few words in a second around food poverty. We have massively seen food poverty increase and the need for food clubs and food services to provide cheaper or free food. So I'd just like to bring Sharon Goodyear on this bit to kind of give you a bit of an idea of the services that she's provided, and now has got several hundred members of her food clubs across Ramsgate and Margate, and her food clubs have inspired other areas to take on the same approach, such as the Dover Pantry. There's one currently being set up in Deal, and kind of further across East Kent. So Sharon, can I just hand over to you for a couple of minutes to talk about your projects and what you've got coming up?
Thank you, Jack. Really just a few minutes. This was really set up following that huge provision of free food, emergency provision for COVID. When the free food came to an end, I had to think, what next? And it just seems to me that you have to be really careful when you're putting a provision in place. We wanted to put something in that was respectful and enabling, that helped people out of food poverty, didn't just leave them in the situation. So that's about education as well as a provision of food. We have now got more than 800 family members. We have 2 very big shops, one in Margate and one in Ramsgate, that provide a very holistic approach. Support, advice, friendship, welcome comes first. And then comes suggestions, help. People ask when they're in the shops, they ask for advice, they ask for support. And I am one of the professionals that uses your service, Jack, to find out where to send them on to. It seems to have a service like that professionals can connect into in the moment when someone asks for help is just fantastic. We then provide enormous volumes of healthier food at very affordable prices. The very exciting next step is that over Easter holidays, we've pitched, we haven't got it yet, but I think we will get it, for enough money to provide 2,000 really generous food hampers for all those families who have children who access free school meals. This has been a very controversial area in the last few months. School meal services have provided very poorly for these families. And this time at Easter, we're hoping to give all the children in Planet on free school meals the very, very best provision, and their families will have lots of choices inside those hampers. So fingers crossed we get the dosh, but then we will deliver. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Sharon. And like I say, there's, over 800 family members are now benefiting from, good, decent food at affordable prices and kind of getting them out of poverty. So yeah, really well done, and thank you for your help with all that. So with food poverty comes mental health services, and many of you will have seen the new havens that have been set up, which are invaluable at the moment. For having that service out of hours, that they can either attend or phone up and get mental health support. Again, we'll share the details of that on Monday, but yeah, you got Thanet Haven, Folkestone Haven, Canterbury Haven, Maidstone Haven, and they're all really designed for those people that need to access mental health services out of hours. And I know there's provisions to look to extend their hours as well, because it's kind of been taken up really, really well. Unfortunately, it has been successful, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just the kind of the nature of what they deal with, but they do some really, really good work. And then financial support services. So, you've got CROP, AGK, INAs that have been working around the clock. Hope have also been doing some really some good work, and we kind of link in really well with all three of those. And obviously you've got the Citizens Advice Bureau, and you've got Kent Coast Volunteering, all kind of been invaluable to kind of our service and kind of supporting our clients that we've referred into them. So what we're going to do now, because I have had enough of talking, if I know how to do this, is I'm going to put you all in breakout rooms, and the whole purpose of it is to get you guys talking to each other. There is 81 members on this call, so I'm going to try and put you in relatively small breakout rooms, so we're not going to have like 2 breakout rooms. How do I stop sharing the screen? Okay. So just have those general conversations about introducing yourselves, expanding your networks, and we'll dip in and out. And any issues, then please let us know. So I'm going to put in 9, 8.
Hello, Joanne.
Hi, Ken.
Are we in the same breakout room?
Not yet.
Ah.
I think we are in a breakout room.
Are we? Oh!
I'm just opening it.
I don't know how many of us there are, though.
Sophie, I think I'm in yours.
Hi.
Please work. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
Hi, you're right. Unfortunately, you got stuck with me. So I don't know what. I've never done breakout rooms before, but hopefully everyone's in a breakout room and kind of engaging with everyone. So
I just don't. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just about to say I can only see you. I don't know who else is here.
So I think we've got Joe Palmer, and we've got Tracy as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Lorraine, do you want to tell us where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Lorraine. I'm the Community and Partnerships Manager for West Kent Mind.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and so we're based over in Sevenoaks, and well, we're actually working from home, to be fair, as so many people have for the last year. But normally, in normal circumstances, we'd be based at Sevenoaks or in Tunbridge. They're the two venues that we have. But we have been working remotely from home. But what we've discovered during this year is how much we need to be working much more in partnership with others, reaching out to our communities, because in the past people have come to us and we don't think that's good enough. We need to be reaching out far more to people in their communities. So that's one of the reasons why I've come on, because I know that's something that all of you feel passionate about.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tracy, do you want to just go through a bit of work that you kind of do on a day-to-day basis, because that kind of will link in with honestly.
Certainly. So I do believe one of the newest community navigators. I cover Herne Bay, Sandwich, and some of centre of Canterbury, but mainly the surrounding areas. And again, it's just day-to-day referrals that come through to the hub team that are triaged out to the community navigators, and dealing with, well, anything that is of a non-medical basis, really. I found my job role it being a new area for me. Yeah, I found that you can literally support anyone with anything. So if there's a need that they want, then that's what we're there for. So there's, I think Jack said throughout the course of the day, there's absolutely nothing at all that we don't cover. If it is something that we don't cover, we try. So if it's something that we're not able to support with, we ensure we engage with the organisations, the services that are out there that are able to support. So we never refuse anyone. And that really, I think, goes age as well. I'm supporting someone at the moment in her 30s. Yeah, so any age, anyone really, and anything, if they need it, then we will offer that support and help them to the end till we find the solution.
Yeah, it sounds good. Are you meeting up physically at the moment, Tracy?
Yes, I've been. I did have a little while where we wasn't going face to face. We've never stopped home visits. We just went, when it was a lockdown at the start, we offered mainly that telephone support, but we then went out to doorstep visits. So a lot of mine was over the telephone. So things like an attendance allowance or a blue badge, something like that. It was a case of supporting over the telephone initially, and then obviously to collect those relevant documents that you needed at doorstep. That's how I worked it, and I know many of the navigators were doing the same. But realistically, with PPE, we are able to go into clients' homes if need be. So the support has been there all the time, and it's to really, once we get that initial contact over the telephone, it's to make sure that the client is aware that the support is there for them as soon as they enter our service, really. So I have been working from home. I think all our navigators have taken that time at home to work, but I've got a workable space in a conservatory, so it is like an office space when I'm not out and about. So it's work, in fairness, I personally, I can't speak for the other girls and gentlemen, but I personally think when you're working from home, you probably work longer, because my working day finishes at 4. But if I've got, admin to complete, because I'm at home, I'm not having then to get in my car to go home. I'll just finish that off, and you don't tend to look at the clock and think, oh, well, I'm finished now. So realistically, I do think you probably put a few more hours in when you're working from home. Definitely. And you're working from home, did you say?
Yeah, we deliver. Here's the background noise. We deliver all our services on Zoom at the moment.
Excellent. Yeah.
It's been a double-edged sword, Zoom. You know, it's been great to be able to connect for those that can. And when we first started, it was significantly fewer. We also have digital befrienders, so we've been training up people to try and get them to access online services as well, which has been useful. And it is a good platform. You know, it definitely is a good platform, but it's not the same. That's what everyone says. It's just not the same. Yeah.
Challenging times, that's for sure.
In terms of the discussion, what is there anything we need to be feeding back or anything, or is there any particular theme that we should be discussing?
Are you asking Jack that question, Lorraine?
Yeah,
or...
yeah, Jack, yeah.
I don't know if he's even with us. Is
Right.
he still there? Has he gone for a little breather?
I can see him, but I don't know if he can hear us. That's the thing. What is your view? Are we supposed to be discussing anything and feeding anything back?
No, I think I think the point to the breakout rooms to connect services together was to do what we're doing right now, and just discussing different job roles and how we all really fit together as a jigsaw. Because realistically, that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I was poking my nose in the other breakout room. So hi, Joe. This is Lorraine and Tracy, and I think Abby has just joined this room as well. So it's just talking about what kind of services and your job role is and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I started at Southern Water this week as a vulnerability liaison officer. We specialise in sort of helping vulnerable customers, trying to increase their engagement, as well as offering certain schemes and tariffs, trying to get them onto our priority services register as well. So the reason we've joined today is to try and create working partnerships to be able to promote our schemes and tariffs so that more customers engage and more customers can receive discounts on bills. Anyone who's suffering from a bit of financial hardship, you know, we potentially have something that may be able to help them. We run an essentials tariff at the moment, which is anything between sort of 20 to 90% discount on water and wastewater customers. Wastewater only with 25% discount. So we've recently changed our criteria. It was before this financial year, it was 16,000 per annum household income would entail you to 20% discount, and anything less would then refer you to further discounts. We're pleased to say that it has been increased. So now that the maximum household income can be 21,000. So we're trying to really promote that and roll it out to as many people as possible. So we're just looking to get in contact with as many people as we can.
Excellent.
Yeah. What's the criteria for being able to access a discount?
So essentials is just to get a 20% discount, you must earn a maximum of £21,000 within a household. So if you earn less than 21,000, then you automatically qualify for 20%. And then as the category goes down, so I believe it's less than £6,000 household income, then it can increase to sort of 30, 45, 60, and then all the way up to 90%. The customers that we have that are on 90%, we've got an in-house affordability team, and they will case manage these clients sort of month by month or week by week, whatever suits their needs, just to ensure that we can offer any further help. We just have relative check-ins to see how they're doing, to be honest, and make sure they're coping. The key thing to include in the essential tariff is it doesn't include disability living allowance, PIP, or attendance allowance as an income. So, for instance, if they were getting a large disability living allowance, we wouldn't include that, and they can still get a discount.
Right. Okay. That's really good to know. So how do they apply for that discount?
So they can either call our affordability team. We do have financial assistance forms which they can complete and return to us. Or alternatively, if you have anyone in mind, you can refer them over to me, and I'm more than happy to run through it with them. If it's something that you'd be interested with, again, I'm happy to set up a small presentation with yourself and maybe your team to basically shed a bit of light on what we do and how it qualifies, and see if we can get something going.
Sounds very good. Any saving is got to be beneficial to our clients because these are very hard times. Going by that first presentation with food poverty and fuel poverty, and there's so much, isn't there, with people's redundancies and waiting for benefit claims and so forth. It's a very, very trying time for so many.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why we've increased it to 21,000 for another financial year. So it will be reviewed at the March 2022. But yeah, we're more than happy to say that it's going to include more people. We can spread the discount a lot wider. And like I said, I'm happy to talk through to your team, to yourself personally, or alternatively, when COVID is over and we're back to a normal world, happy to come out and meet the clients face to face as well.
Right. Are you able to share your contact details?
Yes. Yeah. Do you want me to put them in the chat, or do you want to take them over now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. I'll quickly pop it in the chat now.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. So I've just popped my email address in there. If you want to pop any sort of correspondence you have across to that, I'd be more than happy to pick it up and have a look.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, Joe, it's good to see Southern Water actually engaging with a bit of social prescribing, because I think, especially some of your engineers will probably go into the most deprived homes and deprived areas. So maybe it might be well for us connecting to try and get some training to your engineers, just to kind of see what we can spot and see how we can access those real hard to reach people.
Yeah.
So I'll drop you an email afterwards if that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get something sorted.
Yeah, amazing. Because I know, Tracy, she's one of the community navigators on the call. We only get to see those that have been identified as someone in need, or someone that's kind of got the willpower and the motivation to come and speak to us. So yeah, it'd be good to kind of link up, and maybe you'll have connections on the wider level that maybe we can bring into that training as well. So it's really good to see you on the call actually.
Thank you.
Great. And Chris, have you found today helpful? Because I know you've been on quite a few of these calls today. Have these been any benefit? You can say no.
Yes, definitely.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Right, okay. For some reason, the site crashed with me. Like in the afternoon, I didn't get anything from 1:30 onwards. It kept telling me that I was going to be connected, and I didn't. So I don't know what went wrong, but I just tried again. So I've only picked up I picked up all this morning's and just the last 10 minutes because I wasn't able to access. So I don't know this site. I know Zoom, but I don't know this one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I have learnt a lot. I was interested to know what it was all about. I've connected personally for some of the services like the quizzes, but I just wanted to see more and get an idea of the whole aspect. It's needed. I can see it's a kind of social services for current situations. I'm an older generation. Most of you are a generation below me, at least. So there are changes. I wonder whether your funding is always going to be there. I heard a couple of times about Europe, and I thought, is that connected to, the EU? And is that going to keep going? I know there are, lottery fundings and that sort of thing, but it's good. It's needed. It's needed, especially while hopefully we're coming out of lockdown. But good on you. It's not easy. And you never know what you're going to come up against. And I'm sorry I've missed this afternoon. I did keep trying, but I just thought it was probably me and my lack of technology. But no,
I'll make sure you get the recordings, so that way you can.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it's written. Yeah, great. Anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed it. Now I planned to listen to the whole of the day, but yeah, I've watched some scamming programs on the television instead. I'm sorry.
Well, fingers crossed we can bring everyone together face to face next year. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hi, Jan.
Sorry about that. I've got big technical problems here. I don't know if it was my Wi-Fi or the KCC Wi-Fi that threw me out, but yeah, I'm probably going to have to turn my camera off in a minute because it just keeps muting me and all sorts. So yeah, not great.
Yeah, the beauty of technology.
Oh yes.
So yeah, what do you do for KCC?
I'm a KCC warden half of my time in Cape Fern near Dover and Hawkins near Folkestone, and the other half of my time I'm part of the pilot Community Connectors project, which launched softly a couple of weeks ago, but there's a press release gone out about it today. It's EU funded 3-year pilot project, and we're concentrating on 4 areas that we know have got height deprivation in Kent. I'm working in Folkestone. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, my husband's just come in with the dog. Myself and a colleague are working in Folkestone. There's 2 others working in Shepway in Maidstone. Ramsgate's another area, and the final area is Sheerness. So there's 8 of us working on it initially, but the idea is ultimately to roll it out across the warden service. So we're acting as the pilot, and it's aimed at over 65-year-olds who are isolated. Oh, what's happening?
All the rooms are closing, I think.
I know, it's my
We got
conversation
kicked
saying they're all
out.
lovely.
Mid conversation, Jack.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that. It kind of has you should have set the time for longer, really. But hold on, we'll just wait a minute, everybody.
There was no countdown of doom either. Where I've been in Zoom calls, you get like a minute countdown, don't you?
Yeah.
Which stops the conversation anyway.
Teams is a weird and wonderful thing. I've never used it on this sort of level before, but the amount of people that are on it, Zoom wouldn't have crashed probably. So that's why we use Teams. But hopefully you managed to get to know each other in some sort of format, and that's kind of the whole purpose of that. Really was just to kind of get those conversations going. And I popped in and out to some, and some were exchanging email addresses and contact numbers, and that's what social prescribing is all about across professionals. It's about mixing all our contact details in, and kind of pulling on resources that are out there. So hopefully you found that really beneficial. So what I'll do is we're going to kind of end the call in the next couple of minutes. Has anyone got any questions about today? Anything that you want us to take away, or anything like that? So I have to look at every single one.
Can I just say, if anybody wants to find out more about our model, because it really does work, I think it's a more effective model than a food bank. Just give me a ring, or we're on Facebook, Our Kitchen on the Isle of Thanet, and I'll be any help I can.
Yeah, amazing. And I echo what Sharon says. It is food banks are designed for those that need that one-off intervention, 2-off intervention, maybe 3 at most per year, or up to 6 as they kind of give. Sharon's is there to design to get them out of that food poverty. It's kind of that, that one-to-one support over a long-term basis to get them back on their feet. So yeah, and we'll happily, Sharon, I'll share your details in the pack on Monday so people can contact you. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. I know I'm exhausted. from today, but it's been really, really good. And thank you ever so much for joining us. And I will make sure everyone gets the information early next week. Brilliant. I'm on leave tomorrow, so I'm going to say have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jack.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, Jack. It's been brilliant.